McLean County and Central Illinois are gearing up for America 250 with a bunch of events, everything from a community drone show on July 2nd to readings of the Declaration of Independence in various places. It's not the first national anniversary involving a big celebration. In this episode of WGLT's series McHistory, let's go back 50 years to hear what they did for the nation's bicentennial.
Months of planning by many people paid off handsomely Sunday afternoon and evening when the Sound of America, billed as the Star-Spangled Tribute to American Music, was presented on the stage of the Illinois State University Union Auditorium.
The American Bicentennial of 1976, right? This is coming after really a tumultuous period in American history.
This is Beth Porter, volunteer for the McLean County Museum of History.
This is Bill Kemp, librarian, McLean County Museum of History.
With Jan Dragon and Glenn Hurt doing the dialogue as Martha and George Washington and young Annie Secord and John Morrell, their on-stage listeners, the show was a parade of nearly every type of music sung and played in America since 1776.
There was kind of a general feeling in the nation in the mid-1970s that the United States had lost its mojo. And people were looking toward this 200th birthday party to kind of recapture the energy and the vim and the vigor, right, of the American spirit.
The acts were so diverse that to single out any individuals or group as being the best would probably bring down the wrath of those in the audience whose choices differed from mine. So I'm going to play it safe, not mentioning any specific people.
The big week was in the first half of May, where Bloomington Normal and most of the surrounding communities did something special, right? So there was a big bicentennial parade on May 8th. And there was a long-running art show with several different venues. And all the art for this art show had to be based on McLean County historic sites.
But that matters little. What does matter is that in this county, we have just about the most talented, best-looking, entertaining bunch of people to be found anywhere. And if you don't agree with that, it's because you weren't at ISU Sunday afternoon or evening.
What also was part of local bicentennial activities, it was the laying of the cornerstone for the 5th courthouse in McLean County's history. We know that, of course, as the McLean County Law and Justice Center, which remains the county's courthouse.
That event itself should be long remembered as a tremendous achievement in bringing together so much talent on a volunteer basis from McLean County. It proves that when people want to work together on a project, no matter what the reason, they can do it.
Probably the largest scale event to celebrate the American Bicentennial locally was a 2-hour musical production called The Sound of America, and that was held at the Illinois State University Union Auditorium. We know that as Braden Auditorium today. And that included about 200 plus local and area musicians, singers, and dancers. Eastland Mall, right, which is kind of on life support, was humming, was in its golden age, kind of the main street for the community. So you had all sorts of activities going on there, from cake sales to fundraisers, a grade school art exhibit, you had square dancing exhibitions, you had a bicentennial van and a bicentennial police car on display.
Wasn't the bicentennial great? Wasn't it just great? I'm sure your own town and my town celebrated in similar ways.
That's all in May, but July 4th weekend, of course, a lot of communities are kind of doing a lot of other things as well. It could be a parade. Carlock, for example, buries a time capsule. Stanford stages a pageant. Hayworth has go-kart races. Normal dedicates its new City Hall, which is now the old City Hall.
A few early morning firecrackers woke us, and we began our day. Men gathered lawn chairs, women packed picnic baskets, and we headed for the city park. There we found our places around the bandstand, settling down for church services. Above, Old Glory waved against the pure blue sky, just like in all of the photographs. We sang America, the battle hymn of the Republic, and God Bless America.
We're Americans, after all. We like to collect things. We're a consumerist culture, economy, so we like kitschy things. So the American Bicentennial was full of that.
We stood for the Star-Spangled Banner. Our ministers prayed and prodded us to use the future well. Babies cried. A motorcycle roared in the distance. We felt special joy in the perfect weather, in being together, all faiths, all ages.
You get a community players program. They staged the musical 1776. A Bloomington Normal phone book from 1976, which of course is going to feature the American flag on the cover. Revolutionary War placemats from Bob Johnson's Brantville Restaurant, which was an iconic local eatery on 150 and the Route 66 Beltline, which we know is Veterans Parkway today.
I suppose we were all a bit tired of Shell's historic moments, 1776 bargain sales and bicentennial commemoratives vying for our money.
One of the last or more interesting items is the Rules of the Road booklet, right? A guide used by students as they learn. But who's on the cover? None other than 11-year-old Kelly Jordan of Normal, Illinois. She had the winning design for the Illinois State Bicentennial license plate.
When the smoke from the last rocket drifted across the ball diamond, and the last tired baby was bundled off to bed, and Walter Cronkite said, "And that's how it was July 4th, 1976. Weren't you happy that you lived in America?" I was.
McHistory is a co-production of WGLT and the McLean County Museum of History. Charlie Schlenker produced this episode.